So let's review a little bit about the verb être. We have learned in the first quarter. Verb être is the verb to be. And in French, we say je suis, tu es, il est, elle est, on est, nous sommes, vous êtes, ils sont. So, for example, you can say je suis grande et brune. Nous sommes sympas. Elles sont égoïstes. Okay? So it's an irregular verb that we learned about in the first quarter. Today we're going to introduce a new verb. It's the verb that ends in er. It's called the present tense of the regular er verbs. And there's the way to conjugate these verbs. There's a pattern. So they're regular verbs. So to form the present tense of the er verbs, what you need to do is you drop the er in the verb and you add the corresponding ending for the different subject pronouns. This chart shows you how to conjugate regular er verbs. It's verbs that end with er. There's a list on the bottom here. You can see some examples of that. Adorer ends in er. It's to love. Aimer, it ends in er, means to like. Arriver, to arrive. Chercher, to look for. Commencer, to start, to begin. Dessiner, to draw. Détester, to hate. Donner, to give. Étudier, to study. Habiter en, to live in. Manger, to eat. Oublier, to forget, and so on. This is a list of common er verbs that you need to know the definition. Now let's go back and see how we conjugate this verb. How does the ending change? So for je, you drop the er and you replace with i. For the tu, drop the er and replace with es. Il, elle, it's an e. Nous ends in ons. Vous ends in z, and il and elle ends in ent. So it's basically I speak, je parle. You speak, tu parles. He or she or it speaks, il or elle parle. Notice the e is silent. I'm not saying parler, I'm saying il parle. Nous parlons, we speak. Vous parlez, you speak, plural, or formal. Il, elle parle, they speak. Okay. This is how you conjugate er verbs. So the rule is es, ons, ez, ent. So try to memorize this pattern. es, ons, ez, ent. One more time. es, ons, ez, ent. I'll give you a few minutes to look at this list of verbs. And when you go to Quizlet, you're going to have to fill in the blanks and study those verbs. Page 2. Note that je becomes G apostrophe when it appears before a verb that begins with a vowel sound. Like, for example, adorer, aimer. They start both with a vowel sound. And détester, that doesn't work in here. That doesn't tell the vowel sound. That doesn't work. So I don't know why I put that in there. Sorry. So use a definite article before a noun that tells you what someone likes, loves, likes, prefers, or hate. Okay. So in here, I live in Brussels. So the French would be, what would be the French? I live in Brussels. Brussels is the capital of Belgium. La Belgique. I live in Brussels. So what is living? Go back to your list. To live. It's habiter. Okay. I meant to say habiter in here. That's what I meant to say probably, but I can't change. Oh, here I can change habiter. That's a vowel. That's how the vowels sound. That's my typo. I'm gonna maybe change that word. I apologize. Okay. I live in Brussels, so it's gonna be je. I habite ends with an e. See, the ending is an e. It was habiter, but I took off the er and replaced with the e for the je. I live in Brussels. J'habite à. I'll have to put the. Okay, I'll come back to that later. À Bruxelles. Bruxelles is actually the word in French. À Bruxelles. And I need to put an accent on the A. Let me go get my. I am back. Je suis de retour. So, A accent grave will. I have to put that in. It's going to be. J'habite à Bruxelles. Now, since habite out the vowel sound, I'm going to contract that and make it like this. J'habite à Bruxelles. Okay. What about I study psychology? What would that look like? What's I? What's the pronoun for I? Je. What's study? Look at your list on the top. Find to study. Étudier. Étudier means to study. So I'm going to go back down here. Étudier, which is. Oops. J'étudier, right? But you're going to remove the ER, right? And replace with what letter? E. J'étudie. Now, again, this is how the vowel sound. I cannot say je étudie. I will say instead j'étudie. J'étudie. What's psychology? La psychologie. La psychologie means psychology. This is also on you, one of the terms you need to know for topics in the classroom. Okay. I don't know why I put the testé in here to be habité. I apologize for that. Maybe I'm going to change it. With the verbs adorer, aimer, habiter, use the infinitive article before a noun to tell someone what someone loves, likes, prefers, or hates. Okay. So, I prefer art. So you have to use a definite article in front of the noun when you talk about loving, liking, preferring, or hating something. I prefer art. What does that look like in French? What's I? Je. What's to prefer? Go back on the list. What does prefer mean? What's prefer in French? Here again, here it is. J'aime mieux, aimer mieux. Okay? Aimer mieux could be a good word you can use. There's also the word préférer, which is another word you can use, but since we're not using it right now, let's just use this one. Aimer mieux. Okay? Je aimais mieux. It's an expression that goes together. Aimer mieux. L'art. Notice I placed a definite article in front of the noun. Okay. Now we need to conjugate this verb. You can't leave it like that. So how is the ending? I remove ER. What do I change the ER with? That's correct. Put an E. And I also have to contract this. Oops. J'aime mieux l'art. I prefer art. Maureen hates homework. So Maureen is, I guess it's a girl. Let's give it like that. Maureen. What's to hate in French? Hate is. Oh, I guess détester was right in here. Détester would be to hate. I would keep that in here. Détester. Sorry, guys. I'm just confused a little bit. It's okay. Oops. Keep it there because that's what it's supposed to be. Détester. So, Marie déteste. And ends with what letter? E. Marine déteste les devoirs. Homework is les devoirs. It's plural. It's always plural. We don't say le devoir, les devoirs. It's the homework. It's plural all the time. Use infinitive forms after the verb adorer, aimer, and détester to say that you like or hate to do something. Only the first verb should be conjugated. Okay, let's write two examples of that. I love to study French. J'adore étudier. Notice the second verb does not conjugate. J'adore étudier le français. Oops. What happened here? Oh, I'm going to pause right now. We'll come back to that later, okay? Thank you for watching, and I'll continue this notes on next class. Thank you. Actually, I'll keep on recording. J'adore étudier le français. I love to study French. I'm still going to pause right now and come back to that next time. I think 11 minutes is long enough to listen to me. Alright? So as long as you understand how to conjugate the verbs ER right now, remember the endings EESE, ONS, ZNT. Okay? I'm going to take some time to look at these verbs and conjugate them in the present tense. So your job right now is to, in here, go ahead, conjugate these 6 examples in here. Je, nous, and then find the endings and we'll go over it in class. Thank you for watching. Au revoir.